Welcome back. And you joining me for the last call. I'm trying to figure out here. I think it's just under over 20 minutes left here on Inspired Afternoons. And this is our educational insight segment. And yes, today we're going visionary and revolutionary in terms of advancements. We just coming in the back of speaking about a Matric Live app, and now I'm going to be speaking about an amazing non-profit organization, and that is Sakhikamva or the Sakhikamva organization, and this is a non-profit organization which has touched the lives of more than 130,000 learners through its range of STEAM enrichment programs, including connecting SA schools to science projects underway on the International Space Station. Now, remember, first we had STEM, then we had STREAM in terms of technology, and now we have STREAM because STREAM, now the acronym STREAM stands for Science, Technology, Robotics have been introduced to engineering, aeronautics, and mathematics. So STREAM is the acronym. Let me repeat that. It's science, technology, robotics, engineering, aeronautics, and mathematics. When it comes to educating the youth for the fourth industrial revolution, which features world changing technologies that are fundamentally disrupting the work that humans do, South Africa faces critical challenges. Many schools lack access to basic technology. Educators are not taught how to develop fourth industrial revolution skills in classroom. Internet, and that's a reality which COVID has showed up and illustrated and highlighted, is internet access is far from universal, and it still costs too much, and schools in rural and low income communities remain disproportionately cut off from the resources they require for this type of teaching and learning. And so along came a really commendable fourth, a non-profit organization that focuses on rolling out STEAM equipped laboratories in underprivileged schools, and the latest laboratory is in the Eastern Cape. So let's welcome the founder of the pilot project, and this is Miss Fatima. I hope I've got your surname right, Yakud. Am I correct? Is that Fatima Yakud? Welcome to Inspired Afternoons on Salam
That's
Media.
perfect.
Thanks so much. So, you know what? I'm so
Wa
glad.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam to you as well, and welcome to Inspired Afternoons. I'm so inspired by your organization and what you intend to do. For me, it's extremely visionary and empowering, and the fact that you're focusing on under-resourced schools as your pilot in underprivileged schools, because for me that will be a benchmark. Because if you're going to put this technology in the well-established fee-paying schools and see if it's work, obviously it's going to work. Those children are wired there, and you're not going to get a benchmark of how the rest of South African learners are going to be focused. The fact that you've put them in rural areas in the Eastern Cape, a school like Goodwood College in Cape Town, for me, that is very encouraging, because that will give you a true benchmark, if this is a pilot, in terms of how South African learners in under-resources societies, if they have these resources, how will they be equipped in terms of addressing the needs of the fourth industrial revolution?
That's correct indeed. And assalamu alaikum to the learners, and thank you for the privilege of speaking to you and your listeners, not learners, your listeners. Yes, indeed. So one of the barriers to entry in the 21st century skills development and the fourth industrial revolution is the fact that our children don't have access to the latest technology, access to resources, and that is exactly what the STREAM laboratory allows them to do. It creates a stimulating environment for them to become innovative, creative. The laboratories are equipped with tablets and drones and artificial intelligence kits, robotics kits, and so forth. Our our project in Kumani, for instance, one classroom. It's at stage one of the development process, but already our interaction with the kids in at the school, and hopefully with the community as well at some stage, we can already see the difference in their attitude towards the education. The fact that they get this exposure, something that they've never done before. Some of them have not even held a Lego block in their hand. And certain things we take for granted that has not been developed yet. If at high school level, now they get the opportunity to design something maybe and 3D print it. They think of an idea and create an app, and that is just the kind of resources that we want to provide to the children, so that we empower them at a level that they have confidence in the 20th century workplace, and think differently about their future, about their career, about South Africa. And you know what, we don't realize it, but we have so much underdeveloped or undeveloped talent in this country, and that is what we want to tap in.
And tell us a little bit about your organization. Sakhikamva means building a family, and I think really that's what the organization does, is building a family that's going to be prepared or has the foundation to go into the fourth industrial revolution.
Indeed. So it is a Xhosa word that means building a future, actually. And yes, we want to build a family. We want to build the future. Family is the foundation of our society. So we want to build a future, create the opportunities, and ensure that we want to demystify the skills that are required for the 21st century. Because everybody thinks that by the year 2050, the robots are gonna take artificial intelligence, are going to take over the world and take over some jobs. But if we don't skill ourselves aligned with what future holds, then we are going to continuously think that robots are going to take over the world. It is just the adjustment of our skills development and the way we think about our future. If we are going to be in the medical field, how are we going to use artificial intelligence in the medical field? I mean, the World Economic Forum clearly states what the 10 top skills, and the second and the third, it's problem solving, and we look at creativity, and the third skill is actually collaborating and working in teams with others in order to make collaboration is very important. I mean, I will have a strength in a certain area, and the other person will have a strength in another area, and together we will create something fantastic. So being a doctor, for instance.
Fatima, can you hear us? I think we momentarily lost.
Yes,
okay.
That's great, but I think
Fatima, I just lost you for a moment. Let me just check if Ziad can sort out the sound. Okay, let's.
I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me, Fatima? Can you hear me? I think let's go for a break and let's see if Ziad can just sort out the connection problem. Yes. So let's just speak. I'd like to inform the listeners that so this lab has been opened in Goodwood College. There's one in Queenstown. Now, if anybody knows Queenstown in the Eastern Cape, you know it's a rural area. It's locked in terms of where its geographic location, and opening a lab in a community in a school in Queenstown really will provide an edge to the learners, because as we say, we're not going to be robots need somebody to program them. The artificial intelligence needs somebody to control it, is a puppet master. And that is what we're doing. We need our learners to be those puppet masters to control this and drive this technology before we get caught and sunk under and we feel overwhelmed and we drown in this technology. So hence, our learners have to be equipped as creators of this technology, creators of these robots. So basically, we have to look at we need to equip them as the puppet masters, because they essentially what they're going to do. They are going to be the puppet masters controlling this technology And yes, so we'll be all be working smarter and not harder, and I don't know, reach new lives, like I don't know, really the reality of vacationing on Mars might not be so far off in that regard. And this is where it starts now, in terms of the building blocks and creating the neural pathways in our learners to think about things differently as they used to think now. So even in terms of how to program these devices, developing apps to utilize things, and also uh, plenty of opportunity for trial and error to experiment in a safe space and have the resources that will enable the experimentation. Fatima, can you hear me now?
Yes, 100%. Yes, Mal, for that. I am on my phone in the car, so things are okay through and interrupted our connection. But alhamdulillah, I'm back.
Okay, so I was just saying it's important because uh, this is what we need to give our kids, that skill and that safe space and the resources in terms of allowing them to develop these technologies and being creative in that space.
Yes, definitely so. And we need to create that environment that is non-judgmental, so that they can become that they are creative. We are all inherently creative. We just need the opportunity, and that is what we want to create. What we want to provide our students, our youth with. That a platform where they can engage, and that it's non-creative, and that they can develop the skills naturally, almost like naturally, yeah, at the foundation.
Fatima, I lost you again. Can you hear me? Fatima, can you hear me? I think we battling. Sister Fatima is traveling, so hence not a very steady connection. So parents who are listening to this, and I think this is where we need to invest in terms. Yes, we invest in our children's education, but in terms of giving our children the edge, this is what we need to be encouraging from a young age. Extramurals such as robotics, engineering, taking our at the I'm just thinking Cybono centers in Newtown here in Johannesburg, getting them engaged into thinking, allowing them to maybe dismantle. Yes, you have your old cell phone, perhaps allowing them that opportunity to take it apart, see how it works, allowing that connection. Yes, I know some children are very curious and destructive, but yes, in a controlled environment, create that environment where they are going to decide, I want to build a thing, let me see how a drone works, how do I actually, what mechanisms are you introduce algorithms in terms of zero and one, that type of mathematics, binary mathematics. And these are the skills that we need to start imparting with our kids. So instead of seeing the technology and the phones as a hindrance, let them, encourage them to see the science behind this in terms of developing apps, in terms of the feel of using the Lego to build things, in terms of inquiring their minds, in terms of creating their own robot, even if it is just something to help them tidy up, or in terms of digitizing their a school diary, for instance, a school timetable, is we had our previous guest who developed the Matric Live app. So I just want to speak to, let me just see if we can raise Sister Fatima back on the line. Sister Fatima, can you hear me? Ziad's trying to raise Sister Fatima on a telephonic line, because in terms of ordinary schools getting involved in, maybe if schools can fundraise on their own and then get Sakhikamva Foundation to actually help them with, in terms of setting up labs where the school community can fundraise for such labs like this. How does that work? Because I think that's where parents can get involved as a collective at schools. So do we have Sister Fatima on back online or here?
Yes,
Sister Fatima?
I am.
Oh,
Yes.
I've got you here. You know what? There was such interference. I think maybe because you are not in one place, so we can. So, tell me something.
Yes.
Are you? Is the foundation only set up to set up laboratories in rural areas or under-resourced schools, or if a school fee-paying school decides, the parent body gets together, can they contact your foundation in terms of saying, can we partner with you in terms of guiding us towards developing such a stream, laboratory, and what will it take in costing, and are you open to such collaborations?
Yes, definitely that collaboration. At the end of the day, we want to create opportunities across the economic spectrum. So it is children are still children, and they are our future, whether they are rich or they are poor. That is what we. The reason why we started with under-resourced schools or disadvantaged schools is because we want to create. We want to lower that barrier to entry in exposing. So definitely those schools that are stronger in the sense of their resources and just want to take their education and their offering to the next level, that would be that is no problem for us, because we've got something set up already. And with online learning and our online platform and our robotics type of challenges and courses that we offer, that is definitely something that we can offer to the schools.
Yes, because I just put it out there because we have many parents listening in, and they might feel, oh, you know what, this foundation, this program, yes, while it's encouraging that you say you've removed sort of the barrier to learning in terms of entry level for under-resourced schools, but I think every parent, that's what we do, give our child the best possible education and best possible start to life, and stream is the future in terms of careers that we for the career, to prepare our children adequately for careers that might only manifest itself or present itself in 10 or 15 years time, but they have the mindset and the know-how in terms of they can, so it's a seamless transition in terms of what the expectations and the requirements are. So I'm just thinking a parent body, parents who are like an SGB or PTA or something like that, to say, here's an organization that has the capability, the resources, as well as the know-how in terms of kitting out a lab like this and facilitating this. So let's contact them. Let's see how much we need to raise, and also maybe you collaborate with many various organizations and big businesses, both national and international, in terms of getting sponsorship for certain equipment and that. So this is open to all schools, and maybe parents. That's what I'm saying. You should, as a collective, be an initiator of such initiatives at the schools your children are attending.
Yeah, no, definitely. We also have one is open to the public at the Lanseria International Airport. We've got a STEAM laboratory. It's a life-size aircraft that is converted into a classroom, and we will also have activities the first Saturday of December. And I don't have the exact date now, but just watch our social media posts and just to see and join us for a really nice open day. And activities that parents and children can engage simultaneously. We've got a paper airplane competition. We can show you how apps are built, robotics. We've got robots that the kids can interact. And it's really from any age, because a child you see now these days, where a child just picks up a cell phone and they know intuitively what to do with a cell phone. And the same thing with a robot, they intuitively do something, and that through investigation and troubleshooting and trying, they eventually come to find out how a device is working. So unlike those of us who have finished school already and have finished university, it doesn't come to us intuitively. There's a generation which and this generation that we're currently working with at school, we just want to strengthen those skills for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is your airplane model design and display. This is all at Lanseria Airport here in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
And is this on already, or it's this only in December?
No, it is open, but I mean, due to COVID, we had to restrict our we had to restrict the number of people that will be entering. So we've got I've got the advert will probably go out by Wednesday. So to invite people to join us during certain periods, just to make sure that we adhere to our COVID protocols at our stream laboratory.
So I think my advice to all the listeners out here is visit Sakhikamva Foundation website, and yes, from there they can contact you and probably just see the day they intend to come. They will be able there will be space for them, and I think make arrangements like this and just keep watching for information on your website as well as for holiday programs, because I think that will be really something edutaining for children to go out there. Learn, as you've mentioned, learners of all ages can go, and it'll be a lovely day out in terms of enlightening somebody in terms of they getting orientated with stream.
Yeah.
And is there any cost involved in this initiative at Lanseria?
There's no cost involved, but we do have a flight simulator. If you can bring a couple of $100 with you, we will definitely get you to a ride in a flight simulator and feel how it is to fly an airplane without actually physically going out to an airplane. So
Okay.
that's a lovely that's really a lovely kind of experience for the kids. There's
So
also
maybe I'm just thinking aloud. Parents can use this as motivation for the children to apply their mind in their assessments and do well, because if they do well, maybe that could be an incentive for you to do well for your exams or assessments, whichever it is the your school is doing. So parents out there, here's an incentive to say if you do well, you'll be handsomely rewarded with the flight simulator experience. And we're going to go onto the website, and I encourage everybody to go on the website and just keep abreast in terms of all the details there. Fatima, shukran for coming on air and enlightening us, and we wish you well in terms of the sterling work you do in terms of preparing our young learners for the future.
Okay, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for the opportunity to inform your listeners as to what we are doing, and we are open to engaging with our communities, and wherever there's opportunities for us to engage with the communities, we would definitely love to do that, inshallah.
An absolute pleasure. And that takes us to 4 p.m. on the dot, as they say. Yes, I have my clock ticking there. So shukran for providing me with the privilege of your company and staying tuned for the past 2 hours. And yes, we're going to do this tomorrow, same time, same place, here only on Salam Media, your humanitarian online portal. Assalamu alaikum.